How's it going? North here. I'm gonna do another video, but just something that's been playing in my head. I'm just gonna go with it, wing it. Um, not going off any notes today, but I just notice a lot in life in general, social media. A lot of people struggling with so many issues and asking why, like depression, anxiety, life, loneliness, and I'm no God. I'm no I'm just me. Right, I'm no special person. I'm just going by wisdom that I've learned over life and what I get out the word, the Bible, and history in man. Just studying everything. I've kept my open and been open minded. Um, but I'm gonna just share like with a lot of people with like loneliness and anxiety. Like, look at society, right? From the past to now. Like, I just look at it from childhood. I understand me as a childhood. I was born in the 80s, so raised up through the 90s. We're outside a lot. I'm not saying that being inside is going to make any difference or outside, but in a sense, you're more socialised. Go back a couple decades. Like people in the 50s, the 60s, 20s. They had more of a connection going out and seeing how people were, seeing if they could help out. There was more respect for elderly. Even in my generation, we copped a whacking behind the ear, even from our mate's mum if they heard us speaking. We had respect. In this day and age, it's not there. So that's part of the issue, and the fact that we went out, rode our bikes around. If you seen bikes at someone else's house, you knew everyone else was there. If we wanted to go to the shops, we'd walk there, ride the bike. We preferred that. We'd go out the quarries, we'd run a mark. I know today's society is hard because there's so many creeps out there, and I think society in itself, the stuff that's on telly, the media, they sort of made it that way. And ourselves, we got to take responsibility that every little action we do, you may not think it, but every negative action has a reaction. Every positive action has a reaction. So, like just swearing at someone, right? Cursing at them. Everything that comes out of our mouth, I don't realise how powerful words are. They stick to people. In here, in here. So, like, you cursing at someone, it's going to be in the head. Oh, this person called me that. One day they run into someone that does their head in. Those same words are going to come out. And then it's a repetition. Right? Imagine if this person hears it all the time. They're going to feel pretty crap about themselves, right? You say good things about someone. At first they might not even believe it because they've probably been pounded like that. Or they've been abused, They've been through a tough environment, Like, it's a repetition in everything we do, right? So when we stay at home a lot, because we don't like going out or dealing with people's crap, we don't like hearing the abuse, we're over going to see people be ignored, that's because of the repetition actions of other people and the actions that you've made. You staying at home, there's a negative thing to that if you're staying there moping. There's a positive thing too. You can learn to find yourself. You learn to be happy with your own company. Or you can sit there and dwell on things, and then you start to hate being alone. You feel lonely because you wish you had this comfort, but every time you go out, you don't get it. See, life in itself is how we make it. If you look at so many different things that we might not think, like you see, someone's gone and bashed someone and done a road rage. I think, what an idiot. But what led that person to get there? What turned him into a bad person? We all started as children, right? We can't blame our past, right, for who we are because we end up making it ourselves. But what we can blame is what we've been taught. Who is teaching us? Society. Because if society or the government or the curriculum tells our parents not to educate us in certain ways or whatever, there's something that we're going to miss. Now, if they're not teaching us how to deal with bullying from a young age, in a positive way, how to treat others in a positive way, we don't learn those things. Right? So we don't know how to deal with it. But if we did learn those things and then we choose not to do that, then we get the repercussions of our decisions. People blame it on luck. Luck's just a word, right? I think it's an Irish myth. Leprechauns, luck. You mean, there's hope, I believe in hope, but I think luck's just a crappy word to make us think we've got a chance. But you know what, we've got the power in our own hands. You mean, so many people look for others for answers and so forth, trying to find an easy way out. You might find methods on how to cope and do things, but I believe if you don't tackle what you first couldn't deal with, all you're doing is masking it and then working on something else. But it's still going to be there. It's never going to leave you. This is where I found over time, from first thing was accepting my own faults. You know, I used to always say, yeah, I'm sorry, but fully accepting them. Just being like, boom, yeah, I did that. Not being ashamed is hard. But I was only able to do that through the power of Christ, man. Because, like, look, He's my only judge, like everyone says. You know, even Tupac, only God can judge me, right? He is the judge. He's going to judge us all. But, you mean, I look, yeah, I did that. And it sucked. You know, I wasn't the right person in that frame of mind. I made the decision. I've got to deal with the consequences. And it sucks. But I'm making efforts to change. Now, sometimes when you're making efforts to change, you wish everyone to be willy-nilly and just accept, oh, he's changing. You know, he's a good dude now. People aren't going to do that. One, because people don't do it for them. Would you do the same? So this is where society's messed up. It's going to be hard. And this is where you've got to be happy in your own self and be proud of yourself when you do it. Because not everyone's going to be. You might have some really great people in your life, family, friends, even strangers, but like, oh, that's awesome, man. Like, you should be proud of yourself if I come. You know, they're good words to hear. But not everyone's going to say that. One, either because they can't do it themselves, or two, they don't give a shit. Excuse my French again. But you mean, life's going to be tough. But it's how you make it. You mean, it's just like, oh, I know I've taken these steps. And sometimes I share on my social media page my steps I've made. Not to boast. Yes, Jesus said to boast in your weakness. In some way, I'm fine straight for doing it because I'm admitting my failures. Some people think, oh, look at this dude sharing his problems again. But no, the reason why I do it is because I want to encourage others how to do it. I can't just say, look, go do this. Well, it's easier said than done. How about if I show you how to do it? That's why I do it. Also, because I'd love to see this world a better place. I know from my faith, as a Christian, I know this world's going to crap, man. It's going to be devastation. It's got bad stuff coming, and it's starting to show it now, right? A lot of people don't want to believe it. More bad stuff happens. Why is this happening? More bad stuff, and it gets worse and worse. But they still won't believe that message you're saying it's going to get worse. Like, it's inevitable. It says it. It's been prophesied. It's going to happen. But what can I do to try and make it as better as I can? I can try help influence others. I can try speak to them the truth. I can try show them what I can see so they can understand my point. Like me just going to them, look, you need to find Christ. You need to find Jesus. Like, God's helped me, man. I lost my dad the other day, or I lost my mum, or my kid's gone. You know? And that's another thing. When I was talking about, you mean, like, if I show you, for instance, and be truthful, like I lost my old man to cancer, right? I watched him die. Right there, I was the only one in the room. Hardest thing I had to deal with. You mean, I've also been in suicide. I took my own life. I was an idiot. I was under the influences. I wasn't with it. And a lot of people think it's a coward, but when you're in that frame of mind, you're actually that far gone, you don't even realise. I can't even remember much of it, man. I've got blitz of images, but I thank God to this day that I'm still here. And I believe he's given me a second chance for a reason. I sort of wasted it a little bit. Took a while for me to wake up, you know. I ended up getting stuck with the drugs. Messed up a good relationship I had. But at the same time, we were both people that had a lot to work on. And still to this day, I wish the other person the best and hope they change and realise their faults. But I can't make them do that. They can do that. But I'm trying to fix me. Now, I can get long in depth, and this video is going to go for ages if I get into all that, but I'm going to have to do a few separate videos. But what I want to try to get at, right, and answer people's questions that I see, is a lot of the reasons why things happen, right? You see diseases and stuff, like, there's been cures out there, but people have taken that away, right? They've kept it hidden, right? Now, there's big businesses that can make money off giving us little things, right? Oh, you might see a bit of change. Some people might get cured from it. Some won't. You know, when you go to the doctors and they sign a piece of paper for you to go get scripts, you know, every time you do that, a percentage of that goes to the doctors. The whole world's money, right? You get fees using ATMs. But you go in there to withdraw your money out, but you get a fee for that. You know, if people can't wake up and see that we're in a society that's full of control, and we're like modern day slaves, right? Now, this stuff's going to be inevitable, right? As I said. But what we can fix is ourselves, our way of thinking. Now, if we can start to be more humble, own up to our faults, our actions, start taking responsibility for the decisions we make. It's hard because no one wants to. Everyone's prideful. That's why I spoke about being humble, because sometimes we're going to get rid of that arrogance, right? And just being, look, I need to change. Yes, I've done this wrong, but I can make it better, right? I'm trying to be my example, and this is why I'm doing these videos, and why I'm making my page. I want people to see me for me, right? And a lot of people that have grown up with me know me. They can see how far I've changed, how far I've grown, my mistakes, the things I've done wrong. And it wasn't easy, mate. Like, I have nights where I just sit there crying and rocking back and forth. But then I get this voice in my head, look, you're not learning from us, are you, David? Give your problems to me. And that's what Jesus is there for. You know, he said, you know, give me your burdens. He said, you're in, like, I'll carry them. It's for you to start anew. And it's getting better. You know, I very rarely cry now, as much as sometimes I really want to. It's not because I'm trying to be masculine or anything like that. It's because I know I have someone that has best interest for me taking care of that. But what I need to take care of is my decisions from here on in. I could bring up my past stories and share with you to try to give you some examples and stuff for what I'm talking about, which I will. But I'm not going to carry it anymore. People can say, oh, you did this and this. I'm like, yeah, well, is that person still here today? No. There's a new dude, right? You're like, it's still Northeast though. It's like, yeah, well, technically I'm not. Well, I'm Northeast, but you mean I'm not the same person, you know. When I gave my heart to the Lord and got baptised, he said he'll give you a new heart, new mind, new soul. And now I understand that biblical term, because my way of thinking is not the same dude that used to be. Like, his thinking was backwards, it was depressing, it was, you know, about himself, victim. No, different dude. My heart now. I was empathetic before. I'm just like, I watch movies, or I just see young kids playing, having fun, you know, a young dad or a young mum, you know, working their ass off to provide for their kids. You know, I get emotional, I get teary. I'm like, bless them, that's awesome, you know. Like, I mean, it's just, I've got such a massive heart now, and my thinking, it's gotten clearer. My memory's still buggered, but look, that's repercussions from my actions, right? I pray God to help me with that, but you know what? The doctors told me it'll take like 10, 20 years before that gets better. Ever since I gave my life to God 3 years ago, man, it's changing. Anyway, it's getting better. So I'm trying to show by example how my old life, and everyone knows me, to where I am, how God has actually really changed me. You know, I couldn't do it, mate. It was, oh, you can do it yourself. It's like, well, I've been trying for 30 years and it hasn't worked. I'm 33 now, so 3 years I've been doing it with God, and life's changing like that, man. Heaps of things, you know what I mean? I might not have the flashiest car, biggest house, jewellery, you know what I mean? But they're material things, like, you know what I mean? I don't have a business. You know, I am working to my goal. And my goal is to be a social worker and try to help guide people, right? Now, I'll do this privately when I speak about Jesus and God on these videos, but obviously in a professional thing, I'll have to, excuse doing that in that field. But I'll still be helping people, I love to see people succeed and be the best they can be. And if something never happens to me, I guess you can look back at these videos with my children and see their dad for who they really is. Or you guys the man who I really am. Now, I care a lot about everyone, even the people that don't care about me. I love you guys the most, because it's you guys I want to help. You mean? And I know the reason why you're like that is because you're hurting. Everyone's hurting, man. Just because I'm a Christian doesn't mean I hurt. I feel so much more. It's heavy as, man, but I just like, God, take this off me so I can keep going, you mean? But I'm not a machine. I do have moments where I need to relax. I need to take breaths. I need to sit back and pray and meditate and get my energy back, because I'm human. Now, a lot of people think that the way that society is, that we got to be something we're not. And in that time, we've been conformed and changed and put into pressure so we don't succeed in the things that we're destined to be, right? Born to be. Like I said, with modern day slaves, like debt keeps us in there. And watching a video on TED the other day, on someone shared on Facebook about this guy, a scientist, and that was studying on rats, and they had two different waters, and one water was clean and one was filled with drugs, cocaine or ice. Now, in a closed environment, the rat would always go for the drug-filled one, right? And then some scientists from Philadelphia or America, somewhere in America, came over and seen this and goes, the problem is, it's in a confined space. Let's try this in a different environment. So he built this rat park, right? Like a rat paradise. So you got cheese everywhere, you got fun games, there's activities, there's other rats in there, so you make friends, sex, fornication, they can do whatever, right? And they had the two waters there. Now, all the rats went for the normal water and ignored the other one, right? They didn't want the drug water. Now, what he found from that is that a lot of the rats, right, being confined and trapped, overwhelmed, they went for the one that could take away that pain. Does that make sense, right? What do? We look for a way to mask that pain. What do? Drink, party, sex all the time, drugs. Because we feel like at the moment in this lifetime, because we're in debt, we're stressed, we have to work our ass off, we want to get away from that, so we need to go indulge in something and get blasted, and then we wake up regretting it, things we've done, hangover sucks, when we go to work, start again, and we do it. It's repetition. But I bet if we didn't have those debts, the opportunities to go out and holidays and that, I bet half of us, or majority of us, wouldn't even worry about it. Right? They'd be like, what's the need? I'm going to have fun, man. I'm going to 7 this week. I got no restrictions, I'm going to go see my friends. I don't have to just go on Facebook to see how they're going. They're actually going to see me in person. Like, someone rang me today. Wow, that's weird. You just only get text or nothing at all. Like, maybe a letter in the mail. Like, what it is connection. We as society don't have connection anymore. And if we do, a lot of it is, hey man, do we go get drunk? Hey man, how you feeling? I'm having a crappy week. Yeah, let's go get stoned, or let's go do this. Right? And it's a repetition thing. I used to do the same thing, so I'm not being a hypocrite here. Right? And I always think, why am I doing this? It's fun, a short time of happiness, run a mark, and then I'll get arrested, get in a fight, lose my missus, get jealous, or a hangover so bad, or end up in hospital, stabbed, something, man. Like, you can have a car accident, get a fine, disappoint my parents. Something always happens from it. You might say, that was an awesome night. You wake up, You've lost your wallet. You've lost your phone. Now, you people want to do it. Some people like it, right? They say they like it. But I reckon the majority of the people, if you ask them down the track, right, why they said that is because they were escaping the problems, right? Where they were there, they had no worries of their problems. You mean, so they enjoyed it. But when we keep doing that, we're just masking things. It's like a temporary band-aid. Now, I'm not asking everyone to go find God as your escape. You mean? But Jesus was one. But what I'm trying to show you in this message isn't to convert you to Christ, you mean, to be a Christian. I'm showing you how I deal with things and what helped me change. But what I'm trying to show you as a human, we need to be more compassionate. We need to realise that we have a lot more power in this world than what others tell us so. The government and so forth, right? You know, we got the opportunity to make a change in this. But we listen too much to the box in the corner, right? Telling us what to do, what to vote for and all this. You know, we can change the world without even voting. By our actions. You know, being more pleasant, being more loving, being more humble, compassionate, giving, instead of just taking. You know, sometimes just, put yourself out just to help someone else. Even a simple phone call to see how you're going or go see someone. Yeah, it's difficult in this life because we're all striving to try to pay bills and stuff. But if you see an opportunity to go see someone, do it. Now, people might think, oh, you always say no if you're going to see me. It's like, well, I do eventually. I've got TAFE at the moment. I'm trying to make a best lifestyle I can provide for my kids and show them an example. But most will show everyone I'm working because I'm only just getting by. I can't afford to get my kids and borrowing money all the time. No one knows the struggles I'm going through. But I still stay positive and try to help out as I can. But when I have days I've got gaps, I'll be like, look, hey man, do you want to catch up? And those of you that know me that I have, no, I do. You mean? Might be once a week, once a month, once every 2 months. Some people I haven't seen in years, but when I finally do, I go catch up with them. You mean, we all sit there and chat like we just left off. Does not mean I don't care. There's been a ways of blessing with social media that you can find ways you can catch and communicate on there. People can see your life. But you need to get out there. And the only way we can stop this way the society's going is if we don't conform to it. We change our ways, make an effort. If we start making an extra effort to change that, it's going to blow that system right out of the water. You mean? Because there's a person out there that doesn't want us, or a thing that doesn't want us to succeed, right? He wants us to suffer. He wants us to struggle. He wants us to have pain. Doesn't want us to find peace. Doesn't want us to know God. He wants to keep you in that. And every time you try to succeed and break out, it gets harder. Anyway, I'm going to get back to my little one. Alright. Okay, baby. Yeah, I'll come now, okay? I'll say goodbye. Alright, well that's my key to go. I'm going to look after my little princess. But I want to continue this video in some of the subjects I've done, I spoke about, into a broader range to explain it. But just think about it, can you make a difference in someone else's life? Because doing that is going to make a difference in yours. You might not see it at first because you're in pain and you're struggling. But those that really care are there for you. And if you need to reach out to me. As I said, I'm flat out too, but message me, I'll message you back, or I'll try to phone call you. Or if I've got time to meet up, I will. It's a lot easier if you come meet me for where I am. If you want to catch up, like if I'm at TAFE and I can meet you with Elizabeth for a coffee or something like that. Even though I don't drink coffee, but you know what I mean. Or come to church, or Bible study, whatever. I'm always doing that. I put God first, then my kids, then my family and friends and work. So that's the order it goes. But anyway, God bless, peace. I really want to say hello. Alright, see you guys, peace.